I want everybody to throw W's in the chat for Crimson Raider. Do me the favor. Do me the favor. Everybody throw W's in the chat for Crimson Raider. This guy has been with me for a long time now. He's been a moderator. He is actually the current editor for the channel. He listens to me B&M a lot behind the scenes. And you know, he's Canadian, so he's literally the top hat of America. We love that guy. Now he has, I think, probably a better understanding of my music taste than any of the other people I know. Just we've spent a lot of time together driving music and talking kind of back and forth. It's Mod Day. His pick for me was Nick Drake, Pink Moon. Now, what I like about Crimson is that he kind of sends me stuff that challenges me, but he also sends me stuff that he thinks I would, you know, like really dig into. And in this case, I think Parasite is a song he sent me just individually that I listened to and liked. So I'm guessing he's got me just hopping into the entirety of the album from here. 28 minutes and 5 seconds over 11 songs. This feels like it must have been an incredibly short, like small album. Like it didn't even fill both sides, front and back, did it? But either way, we're hopping in. Look at how psychedelic this looks. Golly. All right. Well, guys, have you heard this album before? I guess I know a Nick Drake song, Parasite. I'm guessing Crimson is the one that sent that to me. But I'm gonna hit the play button on this thing. Let me know if you've heard this album or not. Or are you hopping in with me for the first time? You know, we have a music discovery stream here, so I would love, you know, to just identify those that are actually listening to this for the first time, so that you guys know, you know, this is what we do here, guys. I'm gonna hit the play button. Before I do, it's very important to me that you know that you are awesome, that you are valuable, that you are important, that you matter, that you are deserving of love, and that I am abundantly grateful for even a moment of your time. If you like what you see, feel free to hit the like and the subscribe button. It goes a long way to help me out. If you really like what you see, leave a comment. I would love to hear from you, or join us on Twitch. Or Kick. Twitch or Kick. I'm on Kick now, too. These people over here are the best people. Come hang out with us. Come discover music with us. We would love to have you by. I know I speak for all of us when I say that. It seems like we've actually got a really good mix of have and haven't heard it tonight. I love when we have a good mix. That's always like the people that have heard it get to like share an excitement with the people that fall in love with it. And then you get to, you know, see people like either love or hate it, or, you know, it is whatever. Guys, without further ado, though, Pink Moon by Nick Drake, opening up with the song Pink Moon. Here we go. Love this acoustic sound.
I saw it written and I saw it say, Pink Moon is on its way. None of you stand so tall. Pink Moon gonna get you on to Pink Moon. There's a Pink Moon. Pink, 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 pink. Pink Moon. Pink, 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 pink. Pink Moon.
Dang. Oh, I feel so good right now. I don't know what the idea of the Pink Moon is, but this sound is just so nice. This acoustic sound is just so fulfilling. It reminds me a little bit of like João Gilberto without the bossa nova sound. his vocal dynamic, the way he kind of descends in this low end of pink, pink, pink moon. Oh man. Yeah, Crimson, it's making perfect sense. As hard as I fell in love with folk Dylan, this makes perfect sense, dude. Where's this gentleman from? Oh wait, hang on. I think Garrett gave me that. Hang on. Garrett, what was it that you said? It's not letting me scroll. Okay, hang on. Garrett said Nick Drake was an English folk singer, songwriter who found widespread critical acclaim. Come on, it's not letting me after his far too young death. So he's an old Elliott Smith? Oh!
Zoe written and a Zoe say, being the moon is on its way, and none of you stand so tall. Being the moon gonna get you home. It's a being the moon, yeah, it's a being the moon.
You've just got those like kind of dead, like wound strings and jangly, like bottom end, like high end, I guess. Like the high strings were that just had such a moving sound. The way his voice works in tandem with his guitar. There's such a relationship in the dynamic there. It felt so raw and intimate too, just hearing that. Like, you know, you could kind of hear like the one microphone capturing the voice and the guitar, pronounced Juan Gilberto. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I probably still said it wrong. Forgive me if that's the case. According to his contemporaries, he strung his guitar with nickel strings and played them until they were black. It definitely sounded like he had some dead strings on there. Like, this is a but it's like such a particular sound, like very, very noticeable in folk, unless you're like Joan Baez, from what I've listened to of her. But as I've like really gotten into, like, Bob Dylan very often plays with just like what sounds like black and green strings. This is very much kind of a similar sound.
When I was young, younger than before, I never saw the truth hanging from the door. And I will more or less see you face to face. And I will more or less gotta get up, clean the place. And I was green, greener than the hill, where flowers grew and the sun shone still. Now I'm darker than the deepest sea. Just hand me down, give me a place to be.
Sorry. Some
Where flowers
Yeah, I recognized it wasn't. I kind of think that's better because then you guys don't have to deal with it.
grew and the sun shone still. Now I'm darker than
I
the
love this
deepest
so
sea.
much.
Just hand me down, give me a place to be.
I love his little runs here.
And I was strong, strong in the sun. I thought I'd see when day was done. Now I'm weaker than the palest blue. Oh, so weak in this need for you.
Love the honesty that this man writes with. I think as I like read this, I can recall moments in my life where I felt like just crushed in the way I felt about myself, like in my depressive feelings and like I can kind of relate, and I think that there is this, if you're a human that's been through any kind of up or down, you can feel a connection to this. I think that, to Judo's point about being in a long-standing depression and feeling like this music is a couch. I can remember talking one time to my mom and talking about how like things were kind of getting better and my life was picking up, and I was like nervous because it's like I was just waiting for things to explode in my face again, or for me to mess things up and royally you know topsy turvy my life or something. And she was like, I think that maybe you've just gotten in this rut where your persona has become the sad guy. And maybe when you're not, your personality type isn't your sadness or your grief, as it's like, you're in the process of like that no longer being what your life is about. You're no longer just a person that seems to be sad, and maybe you have found comfort in being the sad guy because you know how to be that guy, but you don't necessarily know how to be the happy guy yet, but you're finding it. But it's just, there's more comfort in the sad guy because it's currently what you feel like and so I think that there is something to be said about that. And I think I have to I had a lot of music that I won't go out of my way to listen to now because um you know it does put me in a dark place, or it puts me too deeply in the memory of a dark place that I just don't have to entertain, or I shouldn't entertain anymore. And so much of my old sadness was self-perpetuated, and it took me a long time to connect that. Let me see, to Uncle Bert's. Yeah, I'm looking for what you said there. Let's see. The fragile and enigmatic. I'm sorry. The fragile and enigmatic folk musician drifted through the 60s with only 3 albums. He quietly captivating his close friends and family. He had impeccable technique and haunting tracks, deeply introverted, withdrawn and resistant to the demands of performance or commercial success. His increasing isolation and depression culminated in his death in 1974 at just 26. Oh my gosh. Never had the opportunity to reap his artistic rewards. Oh my goodness. Um, have a habit of like you said albums, and no sweat, Crimson. I will say, um, I can relate to these, you know. I absolutely know what it is to be in those. And if you listen to my own work, so often it sounds like this, like it starts here, you know. And melancholy is a language that I speak within my default mode network, and I guess to me it makes this kind of hit home. Just these soft acoustic songs that are just deeply cut from a bleeding heart that you kind of wish people didn't see, but the artist in you prompts you to write and play. And so that's what you do, you know? I get it. I really do. Anyways, I'll be right back. I got to run an ad. Fresca's out. We back. Okay, guys, we are hopping into the third song, Road. I love his. I want to go back. His finger picking here is so interesting. It's so raw and organic.
You can say the sun is shining if you really want to. I can see the moon and it seems so clear. You can take a road that takes you to the stars. Now I can take a road that'll see me through. I can take a road that'll see me through.
Dun, dun, dun. His acoustic playing is so interesting because he really does work a lot of like root note, bass note kinds of things there, but then he really articulates what it is he's playing with his high strings, and he's not it doesn't seem like he's like chord picking at all, but it kind of feels like he's letting notes talk. Um I feel like he kind of ascended into the god tier of arpeggio for acoustic guitar player in his own way, but it's like these interesting like it's so interesting the way he does it. It's like again, it's rough and dirty, and it's like super unique to him, and it's just tasteful. Apollo, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Brewskis. Brewskis, make our new friend feel at home.
You can take a road that takes you to the stars. Now I can take a road that'll see me through. I can take a road that'll see me through. I can take a road that'll see me through.
There's just something so relatable about music that sounds like this to me. As the guy who has spent perhaps more hours of my life sat down with an acoustic guitar than it maybe doing any other activity that I would choose to do. Like I've certainly played more guitar than I've played video games in my life. I've certainly. So when I think about like I've sat down and played with an acoustic guitar as a chosen action, probably more time than I have sat and chosen to do anything else. Now, yeah, of course, outside. Yeah, well, I mean, judo, that goes without saying. But and with that said, I think that makes this particularly relatable. I can remember hearing this song called Barefoots am Clavier by a tremendous band called On in My Contrite. And in fact, you should go out of your way and listen to that song. I did a reaction to it about a year ago. It's one of my most watched videos. But the simple concept of the song is this guy just is barefoot at the piano again. Like, kind of, that's his place. That's his retreat. And he's writing, songs of love and heartbreak, and that's just what it is. Like, he's just there. And in this context, this album kind of reminds me, just barefoot with your acoustic guitar, that moment of, this is just what I do to comprehend and intellectualize the world. Is I make noises with this piece of wood and write words, even if they don't always make sense to me. Sometimes it's just what my brain feels. And I guess in seeing these less is more lyrics and hearing this complex yet kind of rough and dirty guitar sound, it's just really ringing it to me, man. It's just really, really, really hitting me.
Which way you go for? Which way you love? Which way you choose from the stars above? Which way you answer? Which way you call? Which way you take for?
His use of hammer-on with a thumb and then these plucks, right? Like, it's like he's doing like a 3 and sometimes 4 finger like pluck. So it's got this really cool did-it-bing, did-it-bing. Obviously he's doing it in major keys, but
which way you take for?
Bam, bam. It's so nice, and it's busy, but in a very passive way. I don't know another way to put that. It's very active guitar playing. It's incredibly active thinking guitar playing. I promise. Like, because I'm sitting here thinking in my brain about how I would play this and sing it at the same time. And while I think I could do it, it would take me a chunk. I would have to play this repetitiously for a few times to get the mechanism built into my hand and brain to be able to do this. Because it's the kind of thing that, like, only the person that naturally played it the first time will naturally play it. I'm just, this is so soft in such a lovely way. Apollo, I 100% yes. Are you discovering this for the first time with me?
Which way you choose from the stars above?
Oh wow, Garrett, that's awesome.
Which way you answer? Which way you call? Which way you take for your one and all?
Wow.
Tell me now, which way you love best?
This feels like it has to be in Wes Anderson movies, and I just missed it. Like, he writes bass lines for his song with these root notes on this picking. It's not just your standard finger picking.
Which do you dance for? Which makes you shine? Which will you choose now?
Wow.
If you won't choose mine, which will you hope for?
His use of
Which can
meter,
it be?
the way he kind of throws rhymes and just allows the song to
Which
be what it
will you
is.
take now? If you won't take me, tell me now, which will you love best?
That is a goopy tuning. It's in Royal Tenenbaums. Okay, I could believe that. Platterwax, hey, thank you for that one, because that really would have driven me crazy. Hey, can I get some W's in the chat for the lady Rooski, who's actually like the coolest? You look cute in those PJs. Who are you, my wife, with these PJs on? Are they floral? You look like you just walked out of a spring field. The Royal Tenenbaums is one of my favorite movies. I love you for loving that movie. W's in the chat again from my wife. Gosh, guys, have you been listening along?
I listened only for a few minutes to this song, and then
This is tremendous. I think you're really gonna love it.
I figured we'd listen more.
Yeah. All right. Hopping back in. This song is called Horn. I love you. Guys. This one is kind of a... Babe, I think you should just take a moment and come breathe with me and put the headphones on. This is so worth your time. This is so good. It's 1 minute and 21 seconds, the whole song. Yeah, I'm gonna bring it back the whole way. Yeah, a folk Lenny, but instead of an E flat, I think it's an A. I think. I'll let you know. Hang on. Where's A? Maybe it's in... Nope. Nope. I'm wrong. All right, I'm going back again. You hear it? Say hi, Mel.
I don't hear myself.
This is just meltingly beautiful. Say hi again.
Hi, again.
A flat. It's I feel like it's a half step down in tuning. I feel like this is just a half step down in tuning, and he's just playing the A string open as just kind of the root note, and then he's just kind of walking like the D and the B string, or the D and the G strings, but
Walking the G string.
yeah, like the one in my wedding band. But this is just so delicate and kind, and like it really does feel like loving sound. And the song is called Horn.
It really, I agree with what you said.
Yeah. Anyway, I just thought you'd like to hear a nice, delicate piece of music.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I love you.
All right. I love you. Enjoy, guys. I'm going to listen to the album tomorrow because sounds like Walter likes it.
Yeah, you will. I love you.
Of course. Crimson picks well again.
He did.
Nice. All right. Bye.
Love you. That just, again, it's such a beautiful. I'd listen to that a million times. Ooh.
Please beware of them that stare, they'll only smile to see you while your time away. And once you've seen what they've been to, and the earth just won't seem worth a night or a day. Will you hear what I say? Look around, you find the ground is not so far from where you are. Don't be too wise, for down below they never grow, they're always tired, and charms are hired from out of their eyes.
I went on to fall in love with a whole bunch of dudes that played music that sounds like this guy, didn't I? I'm kind of blown away. I mean, honestly, when I think about some of my favorite artists, like Neutral Milk, we were talking like Death Cab, the Decemberists, like the Shins, Scott Hutcherson from Frightened Rabbit, like these guys are like so Nick Drake coded, like 100%. These guys, like the entire Formative 5 playlist is Nick Drake coded. The entire one. I love you.
Never a surprise. Take your time and you'll be fine. Say a prayer for people that will live on the throne.
His songwriting is just immaculate.
To be, don't name the day or try to say it happened before. Don't be shy, you learn to fly and see the sun and days done. If only you see just what you are beneath a star that came to say one rainy day in autumn for free is to be what you be.
I just can't believe how much I'm in love with his guitar sound. It just feels so personal. It feels like you're kind of in dude's like apartment, like listening to him play. Like I get that vibe. It definitely, it feels uncomfortably personal, you know? And like in such a moving way. and I feel like the guitar sound with his voice, it's like it's hard to separate them because it almost feels like there's such a natural flow or chemistry in the way he plays, right? That there's just I don't know, je ne sais quoi, just the way a fluidity, I feel like I've said that word already, but you understand what it is. There is something there, um, incredible.
But please beware of them that stare, they'll only smile to see you while your time away. And once you've seen what they have
Thank you
been
for
to,
that
when the
tidbit,
earth
Uncle
is
Bert.
one seem worth the night or the day. Oh yeah, what I say. Open up a broken cup, let goodly sin sunshine in. Yes,
Thank you
that's the
all
day.
for the tiggle biddies. Seriously,
And open wide the hymns you hide, you find renown while people
Crispy.
frown. Things that you say, say what you say.
I'm really, really drawn. Hey, so I'm gonna recommend an album to you guys. This isn't for the faint of heart. Um, if you have heard, if you're hearing this album, The Midnight Organ Fight by Frightened Rabbit, this is an album that in a lot of ways taught me how to play guitar, in a lot of ways taught, like, intellectualized a lot of the feelings I had as a really kind of torn up 17-year-old kid. This is by far quintessential every album by this band, but the lead singer Scott Hutchison like took his life, and it really affected me. And it occurred to me, it was a turning point in my life when it occurred to me that my favorite band, who had written things I'd related to so deeply, like I'd written them myself, that guy had taken his life. It hit me so hard in between the eyes, and it 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 changed me. But that album found me in high school, and I'd never heard anything that it changed me. And I hear this, and I can't not hear that. So if you would do me the favor, listen to Scott Hutchison's work on Frightened Rabbit and anything that they did. Um, they were amazing guys from Scotland, and their music touched me in a way I cannot articulate. They made me feel understood in the worst parts of my life. And to hear this again, it's reminiscent of that, and to know that we lost both guys too early is sad. But I do think if you like this music, you would see the connection.
You find renown while people frown. Things that you say.
Yeah, Frightened Rabbit, The Midnight Organ Fight. That's Frightened Rabbit. This is the band. And up until the day that I made that connection, I would have called them my favorite band. Up until that day.
Say what you say about the farmers and the fun and the things behind the sun and the people around your head who say everything's been said and the movement in your brain sends you out into the rain.
Gosh. And it like has these moments within the song where there are these uplifting, positive key moments, almost like little glimmers of hope and darkness. I'm truly touched by this song, and again, for it to Uncle Bert, dude, thank you for the for the 1,000 tickle biddies. Thanks. You've created a platform that formalizes conversation about art and relate it to incredibly organic. Dude, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. I'm really honored. I think that that's like what I love about music, though, right? Like, and I think my mom could probably tell you better than anybody, but like songs have always been how I've been able to articulate my life and my feelings, you know? And as a person that can really relate to a person that makes sounds like these, because so many of the ways I learned to articulate my own feelings came from playing an acoustic guitar in my bedroom, you know, this is very relatable, and to see this writing, and then again, further than that, to see that this writing has clearly, without question, 100% influenced, like there's no possible way it did not. There's absolutely no possible way that all of my favorite artists on the Formative 5 playlist, like there's literally not a possible way. I made this playlist. It's called the Formative 5. It's got the 5 albums that like inspired my entire taste in music, like where everything would kind of lead to. But that playlist is literally steeped in this sound, without question. And so I guess it kind of unlocks a pretty deep thing for me, because as a guy who has lived a huge majority of my life as a sad pilot, if I'm just being honest about it, I've very much battled depression and anxiety, and have been a hermit, you know, and I've worked really hard to overcome those things, right? And I feel really good about that. Um but I have done a lot of work in that department, but it doesn't change the fact that I can remember being the person that is the sad pilot. And in a lot of ways, my default mode network is still the sad pilot. I just have a lot more policies and procedures I impose upon my own life to keep myself from, you know, emulating my heroes who have removed themselves from life. You know, I can recall looking at my T-shirt collection and realizing how many of the people on those T-shirts had taken their lives, and that affected me pretty deeply. And again, you know, I guess I talk about this because I feel like there should be a place where we can talk about why art was written, and what the words mean, and that like maybe we feel that way too, and that like, you know, it's okay to feel that way. It's not okay to stay that way. And you know, as a person who actively does a lot to try to not feel these ways, um I don't know. I think my channel has given me a unique opportunity to speak into something that, I don't know, um has truly affected me. And yeah, for whatever that's worth, thank you again. I appreciate the heck out of that kindness. Wow. Thank you. Thank you guys. Uncle Bert, absolutely. Rebby, thank you. happy to hear that though, Rebby. This
You
song.
know that I love you.
You just get this hypnotic intro.
You know I don't care. You know that I see you.
Oh,
You know I'm not there.
I just, again, Garrett, to your point, how much that says, you know? You know that I love you. You know I don't care. You know that I see you. You know I'm not there. I feel like he's saying, I see you, but to you, I'm invisible. You know? That's how I'm interpreting this. Like I don't care what it is you've done. You know that I see you for who you are, but for whatever reason to you, I'm invisible. And I guess, yeah. When is the beat gonna drop? Kid Sans, you're absolutely right. This song is incredible. 11 words. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. There were 11 words in that song. And a lot of them were golly. 11 individual words in that song. This album is tremendous. How did I not? Yeah, that should have been, every song should have gotten a plus mark. Parasite is the one I'm up to now. And this is one that Crimson had sent me a while ago, just as a buddy. Yeah, leaving work now. I'll be home in 20 minutes or so. Hey, yo. Sounds good, Bor. Drive safe, homie. And Parasite. This is one I'm familiar with, but it's been a while since I've listened to it. It didn't occur to me right off the top of my head.
Lifting the mask from a local clown, feeling down like him. Seeing the light in a station bar and traveling far in sin. Sailing downstairs to the northern line, watching the shine of the shoes. Hearing the trials of the people there, who's to care if they lose? Take a look, you may see me on the ground. For I am the parasite of this town.
Does anybody have context at this one? If there is, he has such, according to his friends, and it was a barn cat showing up without a word, hanging around, not saying or contributing much, and leaving just as unannounced. Sometimes he wouldn't show up again for a long time. Oh my gosh. Oh man. When lifting the mask from a local clown, feeling down like him. So it's literally like Pagliacci, the sad clown, like that Rorschach talks about, right? Like, but Doc, I am Pagliacci. Like the clown is depressed. Seeing the light in a station bar and traveling far in sin. Sailing downstairs to the northern line, watching the shine of the shoes. Again, the way he uses meter, because then, shoes ends up coming back to loose. Hearing the trials of the people there, who's to care if they lose? Take a look. You might see me on the ground, for I am a parasite of this town.
A dancing a jig in the church with chimes, a sign of the times today. And hearing no bell from a steeple tall, people all in dismay. Falling so far on a silver spoon, making the moon for fun.
I love the abstract here.
Changing a robe for a size too small, people all get hung. Take a look, you may see me coming through. For I am the parasite who travels two by two. When I'm lifting the mask from a local clown and feeling down like him, and I'm seeing the light in a station bar and traveling far in sin. Sailing downstairs to the northern line, watching the shine of the shoes.
Hey, Patsy, you have a good one.
And hearing the trials of the people there, who's to care if they lose?
I absolutely believe I hit the plus mark on this song whenever Crimson would have sent it to me before. Do you have any idea when you sent this to me before, Crimson? This is such a hauntingly beautiful song. It absolutely reminds me of friggin' I believe Royal Tenenbaums for sure. Again, it reminds me a little bit of I know it's not it of whenever Luke Wilson's got his Bloody Mary and he's walking depressed.
Take a look, you may see me on the ground. For I am the parasite of this town.
Hey, good night, Uncle Bert.
Take a look, you may see me in the dirt. For I am the parasite who hangs from your skirt.
Yeah, I'm caught up on Wes. I'm loving all of it. Oh, you're still here. Perfect. He does these really interesting walk downs with his acoustic guitar I want to call attention to. Like dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 It's just a really nice, delicate walk down there. It hits. Free ride. Oh, I love the heat. Yo, what's up, Scratch?
No, you I get to see through all of the pictures that you keep on the wall, all of the people that will come to the ball. But yeah, me calling, won't you give me a free ride? Yeah, me calling, won't you give me a free ride?
This kind of has like the on the road beatnik spirit to it. You know what I mean? A little bit of that, like, hey, can I hitch a ride with you? I kind of like that though. I know you, I care too. I see through all the pictures that you keep on the wall, all the people. But you hear me calling, won't you give me a free ride? I don't know. Maybe I kind of like the vibe.
I know too. Would you do when you're through counting the cattle as they go by the door, keeping a carpet that's so thick on the floor? But hear me calling, won't you give me a free ride?
I'm so afraid to say Bob Dylan's name as I'm listening to this because I feel like I don't want to accidentally offend a whole bunch of Nick Drake fans by accidentally making a faux pas by mentioning the Bob in the middle of this. Other than the fact that they both play acoustic guitars and I guess I would call them folky artists, I will say that the abstract nature of the lyricism in this particular one is bringing me a little bit to the Bob. But I'm going to say I'm only bringing this up because chat did and not necessarily because I did first. Was Bob Dylan, I think, is I don't know if I would call his I think it's a different kind of honesty, and I think that they're both different. Obviously, the Bob Dylan preceded this, like, you know, he was doing this kind of stuff way earlier, but yeah.
Hear me calling, won't you give me a free ride?
Both are great, but very different. Oh, wow.
No.
Good nugget, Garrett.
I get to see through all of the pictures that you keep on the wall, all of the people that will come to the ball. But hear me calling, won't you give me a free ride? Hear me calling, won't you give me a free ride?
For the record, I think that this is a very raw, in your face, like reading the dude's mail kind of honesty. I would say Joni Mitchell, based on the two albums I've heard of her so far, Blue and Hejura, those were very much not that wasn't reading somebody's mail, that was reading somebody's diary, like the dark stuff in the diary that like maybe a person reads back on later and is like, man, I was going through it then. Gosh, can't believe I wrote that. Like, you are getting a just bleeding heart from Joni, and I think that in a lot of ways you kind of get that from like Scott Hutchison, especially the Frightened Rabbit guy, and I think that's why I'm so like specifically that one of the Formative Five out like playlist. That album in particular is just so raw, honest, and kind of dark, kind of like self-demeaning and deprecating, kind of sad. It almost feels like written by like everybody's favorite sad vagabond, kind of vibe. I don't know another way to put it. Like, he's happy with everybody, but you know he's actually sad. That kind of guy. It's that kind of vibe I get from this. If that makes any sense to you at all. I'm gonna say his guitar playing has really just stood out to me.
lost and falling free. You look to find a friend, falling fast and falling free. This could just be the end. Falling fast, you stoop to touch and kiss the flowers that bend. And you're ready now for the harvest breed.
I love this album so much. Hey, Crimson, go ahead and put the other two albums on in the hopper. Let's go ahead and say Nick Drake's catalog is just going to get done. This is incredible. I'm gonna, yeah. This is the last song, and right now it's 10 for 10. This has been such a delicate piece. This has been so personal. This has been so intimate. And I honestly have kind of had the feeling throughout this particular album reaction, like it's been a lot like just sitting with my buddies in my living room, listening to a really good song and feeling like it's okay to talk about some hard, deep stuff, you know? And to me, that feels really good. Like I feel like this is, and you know, we listened to mega bangers here. Like we've listened to everything from like indie folk to acapella to thrash metal. Um, we've listened to rap. We've listened to protest folk. You know, we've listened to a lot of stuff. Like I've actually been on some incredible music journeys and discovered things I just didn't even know music could do. But this has been one that just really felt like getting to sit down with friends and kind of just have an unexpected, good, deep talk, like where you walk away and you just feel like you're a better person for the conversation. You feel like, you know, you got a little bit closer to people at the end. You kind of got to, you know, share a little bit of yourself. And I don't know, it feels like not every song, not every artist, not every album, not every song can do that. And I guess in this case, this just really articulated a fine point about what it is I love so much about doing this, you know? Discovering music with people that have heard it before is awesome. And getting to discover music with people along the way is awesome. This is this has been a truly special album. Um, from the morning. Let's close this one down, shall we? For those of you that are listening to this album for the first time, we've made it to the end of the album. We're going into song number 10 or number 11. Let me know, for first listeners, how's it been for you? What have you thought? This really was a hug from music kind of night, guys.
Day one stone, and it was beautiful. A day one stone from the ground. Then the night she fell, and the air was beautiful. Night she fell all around. So look, see
Happy you're
the
home safe,
days,
boy.
the endless colored ways. Go play the game that you learned See, she flies. She is everywhere. See, she flies.
Garrett, that was such a brutal a little nugget. I'm very thankful that you put that, but man, that just really puts a button in this song in such a tough way. Uh, it's such beautiful, cheerful melancholy. It's like it's so, and it's like if I don't I you know, Elliott Smith really does, I think, emulate so much of what this guy sounds like. You know, with the similarly sad, heartbreaking kind of thing. I think Elliott Smith is more chord strumming than finger picking, but a similar ethereal, folky nature. Um, Elliott Smith a little kind of maybe leans more into you know, his vocal editing, whereas this is as raw and personal as it gets, but it just feels like seeing the project of your friend that's really hurting and being so proud of him for putting work together that really represents what you know has got to be a hard time for him. They're like, yeah, I'm literally sitting here thinking that same thing, kid. Like, I'm sitting here thinking to myself that, like, you ever feel like, because I know I have written songs that made me feel better because I figured out a way to put it right, and I've heard my friends play me their songs that are kind of like that too, and when I hear this album, it feels like this guy really wrestled with a lot of feelings, you know, and he was as honest with himself as one can be. And he really, I mean, this really does just feel like such a delicate piece of to call it art doesn't feel like it feels like this the art and his personality are so entwined in this. You know what I mean? The King Giz song, Homeless Man and Adidas. The picking and tone reminds me to, okay. Feels like I'm with you. It feels like I would really be friends with this guy, and it feels like I just sat in a living room with my friend and listened to an album that, or a bunch of songs that he wrote, um, and you know, it gave us a chance to talk about those heavy feelings. I mean, this is art in every way. Mm.
Now
By the way, my wife just brought me some horchata.
we rise. We are everywhere.
It's delicious.
And now we rise from the ground. See, she
You know what? I won't restart the whole thing because I can't, but let's bring it to this.
Then the night she fell, and the air was beautiful. The night she fell all around. So look, see the days, the endless colored ways. Go play the game that you learned from the morning.
Whoa. This guitar part's so lovely, dude.
And now we rise. We are everywhere. And now we rise from the ground. See flies all around. So look, see the sights, the endless summer nights. Go play the game that you like for the morning.
Wow. Dude, that was beautiful. Wow. This was just unreal. I I'm really moved by this album, and I feel like it's particularly important that I say, as a person that has battled a lot with my own mental health, as a person that has you know, worked really hard to overcome myself in those battles. Um I implore you to never give up and to continue to try to find ways to overcome yourself. I know firsthand how hard it can be if you're naturally a sad pilot, and I know how hard it can sometimes be when your persona is being that of the sad person. And I know sometimes how hard it can be to accept happiness. I get all of it. Trust me. I definitely do. Um but I also know how much value I have found in my own life by investing into finding other ways to feel than sad. And I again, I implore you to continue to seek out ways to discover being happy instead of embracing the sadness that you might live in as a part of your default mode network. And because while that sadness is still very frequently a part of my own default mode network, I can tell you I have significantly better ways now than I ever have to overcome those things and kind of override the moments when you know the red alert sad moments come. And also, and especially, consider the birds. Guys, I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for the positivity that you show both to me and to one another. Continue to be the best. Pink Moon by Nick Drake. And until I see you next, be introspective and consider the birds. Goodbye.